Thank you to all my lovely supporters on Patreon. To hear all the music I make and covers I do, go to the link in the description to sign up for my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Hey, what's going on, guys? Christian Hanna Horror here today, and today, guys, I want to talk about miniature killers. Horror movies that have smaller, about knee-high-ish height killers from horror movies. This is a genre that I'll get in swings of. I won't always want to just watch these, but when I'm into them, I'm into them, and right now, I'm feeling it. Now, this list is going to be no Child's Play films. We've all seen that. I'm excluding Puppet Master because we've all pretty much seen Puppet Master. We've all seen Child's Play and pretty much all seen a Leprechaun movie. So these are just some that I really love. And there's one that a lot have probably seen, but I have to put it over because I've just never talked about it yet. So let's go. And of course, with this, I'll show you the release that I have with this movie. That way you guys can, if you want to pick it up, and the set that I got, awesome. So coming in at number 5 for me is a miniature killer movie that I love. Now, if you were going to rip off Puppet Master, who better to do that than Charles Band himself? Well, he did a movie called Demonic Toys, and I have it in this set right here, in this Doll Man Action Pack set. Now, Demonic Toys, and there's the poster, is cool. It's about this police chase in the beginning, and they go into this toy factory where they're fighting, and a spell gets done, and then the toys are haunted by demonic souls, and there's a killer teddy bear, there's a Jack-in-the-Box clown, which is actually pretty creepy if I'm being honest. There's a baby that swears. What else do you need? It's pure 90s horror. Very fun movie. Extremely high rewatch value. I love Demonic Toys. And if you want to get it, this is the Doll Man Action Pack set. It comes with Doll Man versus Demonic Toys, and Demonic Toys. All three of those are pretty ridiculous, fun movies. But Demonic Toys is, pretty good, actually. It's the heyday of Full Moon, so this is before Charles Band basically became a parody of his own self, where now he just makes movies that are ludicrous, ridiculous. And back then, he really tried to make good movies, and he succeeded, I thought, especially with his Empire days, which we might talk about that in this list as well. Coming in at number 4 is a movie that I love so much. It's a great Child's Play ripoff. It's creepy. This doll is horrifying. You know it. I know it. I'm talking about Dolly Dearest. Dolly Dearest freaks me out. Dolly Dearest was a movie that, when I first watched it, I was like, no, that's how you make a mean-looking doll. And this Vinegar Syndrome release is amazing. Now, this set with the slip cover is probably out of print, but you can get Dolly Dearest from Vinegar Syndrome, and my goodness, this movie is great. It is about this guy who has a family and buys a doll factory in Mexico. He buys it before he ever goes to see it. A little weird, right? And then this doll factory has this possession go on, and one of the dolls gets possessed, and here we have Dolly Dearest. I mean, look at that. You got to see Dolly Dearest at least once in your life, and I think it has a great rewatch value to it, so I'd recommend picking up that Vinegar Syndrome. Coming up next, I'm giving it away in my background, but I love these movies so much. When I think about the era of Empire, you can't talk about Empire without talking about this movie. It's arguably one of the biggest, besides maybe Reanimator. That's Ghoulies. Now, this Scream Factory set has Ghoulies 1 and 2. Not sure if it's out of print, but you should definitely own these movies. They're fantastic. Ghoulies have a great personality. They have a great sense of humor to them. They're such fun, entertaining movies. I can't say enough good things about Ghoulies. I have a blast with them. They make me feel good. They're enjoyable. And there's like a witchcraft style to the first movie that I love. Ghoulies is fantastic, guys. I highly recommend Ghoulies. It's the best. I can't live in a world without Ghoulies. I just can't do it. So Ghoulies definitely has to make this list for miniature killers. Definitely check it out. Coming in at number 2 is a Stuart Gordon film that I love. This film creeped me out the first time I watched it. And this is an Empire film as well, so we've got some Empire love in this list. Actually, there's a lot of Charles Band love in here. We got Full Moon movies, we got Empire movies, but that's what Charles was all about. He loved miniature killers, so we got to talk about Dolls. Dolls is one of my favorite Stuart Gordon movies. You know, you talk about Stuart Gordon, you talk about Reanimator, you talk about From Beyond, you talk about Castle Freak, you talk about Dolls. Dolls is a movie that genuinely, I think, makes Dolls look absolutely creepy in the way this movie's shot and the way this movie looks. It's fantastic. This movie has a great cult fan base, and if you haven't seen it, I'd love to add you to that cult fan base. Dolls is so fun. and still creepy, but has that Charles Band feel to it that we really know and love. I highly recommend Dolls, and this is from Scream Factory. Alright, my number one for miniature killers has to be this movie. Now, this is a movie of a franchise we all know and love. It's arguably almost as big as Child's Play. It's arguably almost as big as, you know, the Leprechauns, probably bigger. But this one is just so fun, and if you haven't seen it, or haven't seen it in a long time, you have to. Critters 2. Yes, not Critters 1. Of course, watch Critters 1. I think when you think about miniature killers and the mood that those movies are supposed to have, the energy that those movies are supposed to have, the essence that those movies are supposed to have, I think Critters 2 does that the best. This movie has so much to offer in terms of entertainment, in terms of gore, in terms of laugh, in terms of just pure pandemonium joy. Critters 2 is one of my favorites. I highly recommend this film. If you haven't seen Critters 2, my goodness, please get on it. If you haven't revisited it in a while, please do. I mean, please do. The first Critters is great. I take nothing away from it. I just think Critters 2 is the bomb. I think it's the best one, and it's one of my favorite miniature killer horror movies, so I just gotta talk about that. So I ask you guys, what are some of your favorite miniature killer horror movies? Now, obviously, we love our Child's Plays, we love our Puppet Masters, and I've talked about those films. I've talked about them on numerous occasions, so why not show you guys some I haven't brought up a lot? So please let me know, what are some of your favorites? I want to watch more. I'm in the mood for miniature killers. Bring it on. Drop some in the comment section below. Let's check out everything. Let's curate each other's lists and see what we can come up with. This is Christian Hanna Horror. Please let me know what you guys think about the ones I had in my list, and we'll see you guys very, very soon.